Hey guys, it's Cassandra, and today we're going to tackle something a little bit different than normal. Do I have a normal? I don't know. Do I have a normal? I don't think so. Anyway, what we're going to discuss is the recently released Netflix series Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events. What? So, in case you don't know what that is, it started out life as a series of books. I don't know if they were necessarily aimed at young adults more than kids, but like younger aged kind of books. I guess young adult. I mean, it's in that like pre-teen kind of age group. So, sure, young adult. Why not? It was a series of 10 books. Written by Lemony Snicket, who is, it's a pen name, but it's fun. So in, what was it, 2004, I think it was, there was a movie released starring Jim Carrey that was, okay. I couldn't get into it myself. I found him too cartoony as Count Olaf, and it was just difficult to get into. So, fast forward to Friday the 13th, 2017, and Netflix has released a 8-episode series for the show, for the books, for the franchise, whatever. And it's actually pretty interesting. Now, let me start out with that I actually have not read the books. I know about them, I know the idea of them, but I haven't read them personally. So I can't talk about how closely related to the books the show is. So this is going to be a view from a somewhat Lemony Snicket newbie. And I know it's called A Series of Unfortunate Events, but the actual title is Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events. So you'll hear me refer to it as Lemony Snicket quite often. So, the story, in case you don't know, is about 3 children. Hold on, no, I'm gonna screw up the pronunciation of this. The Baudelaire children have been orphaned. Their parents died in a tragic fire, and the 3 of them, Violet, Klaus, and Sunny, get shipped off to various people to be their guardians until Violet reaches legal age, and then she will inherit the Baudelaire fortune and sunny times, happy times. However, the name of it is A Series of Unfortunate Events, so it's not so happy. The main plot of it is that this evil actor named Count Olaf is after the Baudelaire fortune, so he does whatever he can to get the kids into his grasp, his ownership, his guardianship, whatever you want to call it, in order to become rich. I was going to say and famous, but he really just wants to be rich. He has a troupe of actors who are kind of like his henchmen, and that's the main plot of the story. Like I said, there was 8 episodes, and each book of the series has 2 episodes. So there are 4 different places the children go to live, each one broken into 2 episodes. And in each of them, Olaf chases after them, and there's some rather stupid adults that are like, that's not Olaf, ha ha ha. But the kids know. The kids are smart and brilliant and amazing, and that's really what you're watching it for. So, that said, what do we think of it? I enjoyed it a lot. Neil Patrick Harris plays evil Count Olaf, and he is amazing in it. There are some great transformations for like his face and his costumes and his voice and everything. It shows how talented Neil Patrick Harris is. He ain't no Doogie Howser anymore, boys. Ain't no Doogie Howser. He is amazing. He also sings the theme song, which is kind of in the second half of each arc. The theme song is changed to kind of reflect what is going on in the story. So, for example, in one of the houses is the reptile house, and the theme song for the second one will be about like snakes and this house and reptiles and whatever. So it's really interesting that they didn't just have one set theme song for the entire 8 episodes, they changed it up all the time. And that's kind of amazing for a show. Like, you don't usually get that. You get one opening, that's what you get, you don't get upset. That's it. So it was great how creative and amazing and just creative, I don't know what other word I want to use, everything was in this production. The Lemony Snicket is played by Patrick Warburton. How would you know him? He was in the Tick series back in, what was that, the 90s? He was in the Emperor's Groove, Emperor's First Groove, I forget the name of it. He's hysterical. If you don't know Patrick Warburton, look him up. Do that. I'll put his name and stuff in the comments or in the description so you guys will know how to spell it properly and look him up. He's hysterical. It's great. Except in this, Lemony Snicket is a straight man. The story is written by Lemony, and so as a result he kind of plays the narrator of the story and tells us what the kids are up to, how we should be feeling, not to expect any happiness, those kind of things. So like, he was really great in his role, even though like I'm used to seeing him as a like comedic actor. This was more of a straight-laced kind of thing, but he was really good in the role. He gave it that little bit of like dark humor that the character and the story really needs. The 3 children. Now here is really why I had this up, because I want to make sure I get their names right. So Violet is played by Melina Weissman, Klaus is played by Lewis Hines, and Sonny is Presley Smith. Now Sonny is an infant, well, a baby infant, kind of, not like a newborn infant, but not walking. She has to get carried everywhere. So she doesn't have a lot going on. However, all of her vocalizations, her baby vocalizations, are actual sentences, so she is subtitled. As a result, her voice is done by Tara Strong, who we all know as a great voice actor, and a lot of Sonny's expressions are kind of CGI. Violet is the mechanical genius of the children, and she is played wonderfully by Melina, and just amazing. Like, these children were awesome. Klaus is the reader of the group. He learns everything. He's the one that has all the knowledge of like ridiculous things that why would anybody know that? And he's the one that will go and do the research if there is stuff they don't know or they need to know or whatever. He loves libraries. And he was great too. They were all great. It was, I can't think of any of the actors that were terrible. During the children's stays at the houses they stay in, there are a variety of very famous actors. Let me pull up their names for you that are in there. There is, we see Will Arnett, we see Kobe Smulders, we see, where'd she go? Alfre Woodard, we see Joe Cusack, Asif Manvi, Catherine O'Hara. Just a ton of like big names kind of drop in there, and it's just, every time somebody would show up, I'm like, they got them? What? So, in all, it is a great show. I highly recommend that you watch it. Each episode is an hour, so you're talking 8 hours. You can marathon that in a weekend pretty easy. If not, I recommend doing at least 2 episodes at a time since they go together. And so you can do that in 4 days. Like, that's pretty easy. 2 hours a day, 4 days. Get to it. Go for it. The show has been renewed for a second season, and I think that is supposed to take, we've got book 1 through 4 done, that this is supposed to do 5 through 8, I think it is. And then they're going to try to do a third season. It hasn't been confirmed yet, but Dan, I forget his last name, the guy who actually wrote the books, he's very optimistic that they're going to be able to finish out the series in the third season. So, go for it! Netflix, Lemony Snicket's series of unusual events. It's a great show. Go watch it. If you have kids, like, there's nothing really scary going on. There's nothing happy going on. It's not a bright and cheerful show. It is kind of dark. It's got some dark humor in it, but there's no real violence. There's no blood. There's no gore. Nothing like that. Maybe some scary characters from Count Olaf, but if you have children, you know, maybe watch an episode or 2 on your own and then make your call, because they just might find it boring because there isn't a lot of action going on. It isn't, like I said, it's not a bright, cartoony kind of world. It's kind of a dark and dreary, sad world, so I don't know that it will hold their attention. My 14-year-old liked it, so thumbs up, 2 thumbs up. Go watch it! Make sure you subscribe to my channel so you can see all of my videos. Leave me comments. Have you watched Lemony Snicket? What did you think of it? Are you looking forward to it? Do you like Neil Patrick Harris? Do you remember Doogie Howser? Leave me some comments. Let me know what you think. And you can find me on Facebook and Instagram as Dear Cassandra Morgan, and over on Twitter as Cassandra Morgan. I'll see you next time. Bye!